to hang with the Crips, make a play and get high off that Zaza. I say R.I.P. Kobe, a nigga so fly when I ball out, I fuck around skydive. So much chicken on me, could've went by the Williams or Rudy's, a big ass Popeye. In a whole different bracket, this life is immaculate. If you hit me for boasting, you know that I'm taxing. Keep buying cause that shit still in the package. If he say that he robbed me, he capping me. Really no niggas throw sevens like Kaepernick. You not blind and you see that we have it. Known in my city, so no, I'm not average. Came a long way from dope in the can. Niggas know that I still in the game that I rep. Went to Solomon, I shot the 10 for 600 on all I net. Paid it full like Mitch. Really having this shit. Got out that stuff, started rapping, and 6 months later, I'm rich. Nigga know I'm a stepper, I step with some elegance. All these niggas I'm with is some fellas, and strapped with a post, so I hope that you hesitant. If they spin, make them wish, cause they never spin. Most of these niggas is hoes, they be telling me. Man, I'm finna take over, I'm stepping. How you bang this shit, they selling, ain't ripping shit. Left your dog in that rain and ain't help with it. How is you solid, you ain't never dealt with it. You see me, I come different, I'm blessed with it. We ain't got the rollie, it go with my necklace. 30 for both, you could die if you mess with it. Can't do the show if it don't gotta check with it. These niggas popo, I swear they irrelevant. Hating like I don't know, that's really jealous. Knowing they mad that they no longer live. Niggas know that I still in the game that I rep. Went to Solomon, I shot the 10 for 600 on all I net. Paid it full like Mitch. Really having this shit. Got out that stuff, started rapping, and 6 months later, I'm rich.
Gave them eyes that hold the sky, a voice that cuts through quiet lies, a face like the moon's soft glow, a body caught from shadows flow.
Now they rise, they breathe, they spin, a spark of fire beneath the skin. Come alive, they said. From ocean born, where dreams have been. Come alive, they cry.
Testing, all right. You can cut out that other shit.
Hey, yo, Aim. Yeah. Run it up, Blondo.
Hey, bitch, I'm from Texas, where we still riding swangers and put diamonds in our necklace. Pour drink inside my lemonade till it look like a Pepsi. See, I come from the D where we got checks and we be flexing. If you ain't from my state, then you should know don't fuck with Texas. Hey, we always strap, we keep our weapons. My mama from the 8, she slowed it down for me at 7. Used to think Pepsi was the guy before he went to heaven. I knew what pushing P was before Gunna even said it. Hey, C0 taught me keep my weapon and never trust a nigga or a bitch cause it's expected. No killers from the country, they ride horses and throw selfies. Got niggas in the East ride ATVs with Mac 11s.
First off, you better remember what that sign say before you come down here to this bitch. Don't mess with Texas. Cause you know everybody around this bitch got guns, nigga.
Hey, see y'all from Texas. We got Beyonce, Trader Truth, and we can't forget Devin. Big shout out to them boys, and I can't forget back to Texas. I've been feeling like Luka, how about that shit a blessing? #1 rule in Texas, keep it solid, ain't no telling. Hey, and always keep your fucking weapon. A nigga try me or the guys, we got no choice but stretch him. If he survive these shots at first, bet he die on that stretcher. These diamonds, I got water, might just go Johnny my next one. Hey, this Texas tea is what I drink. Sauce Walker had us dripping, Sauce having hoes in on drink. Young Mesa had us jigging, dipping, ain't know how to think. Now I got all these niggas stepping, swiping, catching plays. Hey. Safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. Been stepping on shit since my mama stayed in them apartments. Regardless, my daddy told me keep the heat even when I'm in foreigns. I'm heartless, cause these niggas is hating on me just because I'm the biggest, the largest, the biggest, the largest. 30K on my riches for hard times. These niggas just mad cause they bitchin' my archives. Jordan came back to the 4-5. If you play, then you lay right there by your own kind. Hold up a 4 in the loco. Tell them run this bitch back like so-so. Got this rap shit here in the chokehold. Did a show out in Austin. Shout out to Bobo. Moved out the trenches, now look how we live. Tell my BM to furnish the crib.
All right, all right, all right. Thank you all so much for tuning in on today for Hot Topics. Listen, it feels so great to be back in the studio. And like I said, it's just been an amazing rising already. Today is Thursday, December the 18th. The current time is 5:21 a.m. Now listen here, we're going to jump straight into it with some news that you can use. Fact checking Trump, economy, wages, immigration, and more. The president made a whole variety of claims Wednesday night. Some were true, some were misleading, and others were false. President Donald Trump speaks to the nation from the diplomatic reception room of the White House on Wednesday. President Donald Trump on Wednesday evening offered a rapid fire series of claims about the economic, military, and social impact of the first year of his second administration, some accurate or close to reality, while others appear to be either misleading or wrong. Trump covered a wide variety of topics in the 18-minute speech, touching on everything from wages and employment to the strength of the military and his efforts to address illegal immigration. Well, listen here, you guys can go ahead and check that on out. It is definitely out. I did not catch it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Listen here, I was actually snoozing and getting my my late night beauty rest. I was over here, maybe calling the cows, the moon, and the pigs. Okay. So listen here. Our next story is actually going to be coming from NPR. Mourners grieve 10-year-old slain in Bondi mass shooting as Australia's leader pledges new hate laws. This was December the 18th, 2025. The article was published. Hundreds of mourners bearing bright bouquets and clutching each other in grief gathered at a funeral in Sydney on Thursday for a 10-year-old girl who was gunned down in an anti anti-Semitic massacre during a Han- Hanukkah celebration at Bondi Beach. I do apologize about that, you all. All right. So funerals begin for victims of Bondi Beach mass shooting. Matilda, whose last name is being withheld at the request of her family, was enjoying a petting zoo at the festivities on Sunday just before she was killed with 14 other people in a mass shooting targeting Jews. The suspects, a father and son, were inspired by the Islamic State group, Australian authorities have said. Beaming photos of Matilda have become a focal point for Australia's grief at one of the worst hate fueled attacks ever committed by- in the country. The massacre has prompted a national reckoning about anti Semitism. Oh my Jesus. Anti Semitism and questions about whether the country's leaders took seriously enough the threat to Australian Jews. Now, listen here, guys. I did not have any coffee. I actually had me some alkaline water. And I'm like, okay, let me try to not do coffee today. So bear with me. All right, so Matilda's parents, who arrived in Australia from Ukraine, moved away from war torn Eastern Europe to here for a good life. Roby David Slavins told the Associated Press as he entered the service. They did something that a parent is okay to do. Take their child to a family event at Bondi Beach, he added. If it ended this way, it's something for collective responsibility for every adult in this country. Albanese vows to enact fresh hate laws. Speaking to reporters in Australia's capital, Canberra, at the same Matilda's service began, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese unveiled a tranche of legislative plans he said would curb radicalization and hate. Among his proposals were measures to broaden the definition of hate speech, offenses for preachers and leaders who promote violence, to bolster punishments for such crimes, to designate some groups as hateful, and to allow judges to consider hate as an aggravating factor in cases of online threats and harassment. All right. Officials would have greater powers to reject or cancel visas for those who spread hate and division in this country, or would do so if they were allowed to come here. Albanese added he didn't suggest a timeline for the reform, citing their legal complexity. There have been organizations which any Australian will look at and say their behavior, their philosophy, and what they are trying to do is about division and has no place in Australia. Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke told reporters. And yet, for a generation, no government has been able to successfully take action against them because they have fallen just below the legal threshold. Now, I think that this is actually a great deal. I think that this is something to brag about. This is something to talk about. Shout out to Australia. The announcement followed Albanese's pledge to tighten Australia's gun controls, which are already some of the toughest in the world. State leaders, too, have promised additional initiatives on firearms and stricter rules for protest gatherings. Still, the fact that Albanese has not attended any of the victims' funerals so far, with local media reporting he has not been invited, despite the presence of other political leaders. Hence, at the fury among some Australian Jews feel toward the leader. Albanese said measures his government has already enacted, including a ban in February on Nazi salutes, show that he has taken the threat of anti Semitism seriously. I, of course, acknowledge that more could have been done, and I accept my responsibility for part in that as Prime Minister of Australia, Albanese said Thursday. But what I also do is accept my responsibility to lead the nation and unite the nation. A probe into suspected shooters unfolds. Meanwhile, investigators continue to probe the suspected gunmen's links in Australia and their travel to the Philippines before the attack, said Chrissy Barrett. The county's police chief authorities earlier divulged that the younger shooting suspect, Naveed Akram, 24, was investigated for 6 months by Australia's security services in 2019. The older shooter, Sadid Akram, 50, who was shot dead on Sunday, had the guns used amassed amassed the guns used in the massacre legally. His gun license was granted in 2023 after his son came to the attention of authorities. Philippine National Security Advisor Eduardo Ano told the Associated Press on Thursday that there was no indication that the two received any training for the attack in the Philippines. He said that the suspected gunman has stayed in a budget hotel downtown Davao City for the whole of their visit in November. Ano, a former military chief of staff, said in a statement that the duration of their stay would not have allowed for any meaningful or structured training. Naveed Akram is being treated as a Sydney hospital at a treat. Naveed Akram is being treated at a Sydney hospital and was charged Wednesday with 59 offenses, including murder and committing a terrorist act. He has not entered a plea, and many details of the case against him are suppressed by a judge. Health authorities said Thursday that 16 other people are being treated in hospitals across Sydney. Two are in critical condition, with the status of one having deteriorated or critical that morning. Mourners attend funeral after funeral. As the investigations unfold, Sydney's closely knit Jewish community made their way to funeral after funeral, as well as a service Thursday for the youngest person killed. Matilda mourners attended a funeral for the oldest 87-year-old Alex Clayton. Listen here, this is so tragic, you all. It's so much going on around the world, and we're grateful to have, like, the basic necessities. We should be definitely grateful and thankful for that. You know, let's go ahead and get into it. So, the picks for us today is the hit Bravo reality show goes off air before finale and reunion. Okay, get into this. Season 6 of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is coming to a screeching halt for now. As the ladies head towards the season's finale and the highly anticipated reunion, Bravo is pressing pause for a holiday hiatus. That means we're going to have to wait to see how this Greek cash trip pans out. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City returns December 30th. So far, season 6 of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City has taken us on a journey from Amy, the Utah socialite house, to the below deck down under crossover. We've seen, we've been following every rumor and every freak out up until this point. Now, Bravo is getting ready to make us wait to see the finale episodes of the season. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City will take a 2-week break, meaning that season 16, episode 14, was the last episode until December the 30th. Bravo pulled a similar move last year, as if the holidays would stop any of us from watching our favorite Utahns. Season 6, Episode 15, Opas and Outbursts, will air on December the 30th, taking us back into the middle of the cast trip to Greece. Keep your fingers crossed that the plane ride home goes smoother than the last time they took a cast trip. Unfortunately, for us Bravo holics, okay, get into it. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City isn't the only show going dark for the holidays. Several of our faves will be off the air for a holiday break. You can always check out Bravo's website for upcoming air dates and check out the Bravo Vault on Peacock to hold you over until your show returns. Okay, that is your recap. Now let's get into the celebrity news, child. Listen, Young Thug proposes to Mariah the Scientist on stage. Now listen, here it's being reported. Congrats are in order for Mariah the Scientist and Young Thug. They're engaged. The Go Crazy rapper popped the question to his longtime girlfriend on stage at his hometown hero, Young Thug and Friends benefit concert in Atlanta last night. And it's all on video. Check out the adorable moment. He's on one knee as he pulls out a massive diamond ring with a huge grin across his face. The words, "Will you marry me?" are also displayed on the giant screen on stage. Um, it was a no brainer for Mariah, who let him slide the sparkler onto her wedding finger. She's clearly thrilled, saying into the mic, "Guess I'm getting married." As fans go ballistic in the venue, the moment is sealed off with a kiss. It's no secret Mariah had her heart set on walking down the aisle with Young Thug. She said during an interview just a few days ago with Power 105.1, she's ready to settle down and eventually have a child. She and Ty have been together for about 4 years. He confirmed in October she broke things off, but clearly that didn't last long. Congrats to the bride and groom to be. Okay, so what are y'all thoughts about it? Congratulations. I love to see everybody happy. It is not for me to tell somebody who they should love and who they should not. We'll get into it. We have Britney Spears posing in cut out mini dress demands your attention. Britney Spears has dropped yet another short Instagram video to showcase her OOTDs. You get what I'm saying. This time wearing a cut-out mini dress, the Oops, I Did It Again hitmaker shared a short clip of herself grooving to music, striking playful poses, and confidently showing off the bold ensemble. Now listen here, Britney Spears stuns in cut-out mini dress. You guys got to get on over to her Instagram. Shout out to Britney Spears and still showing up for the fans, okay? Now, in other news, John Travolta's youngest kid is Riley Keough's biological son. Lawsuit claims. Oh, child. Now, John Travolta and his late wife Kelly Preston had 3 children together, but their youngest kid is biologically a Presley. This, according to a bombshell legal document. Priscilla Presley's former business partner, Bridget Cruz, is currently suing Priscilla's son, Nervon Garcia, for a breach of contract. But what's way more interesting and new legal docs filed in the case is that Cruz alleges John and Kelly used Riley Hugo's eggs to give birth to their son, Ben. In the papers, Cruz alleges Michael Lockwood, Lisa Marie Presley's ex husband, told her Kelly had been unable to bear her own children. Cruz claims John and Kelly previously used Lisa Marie's eggs to get pregnant, but they no longer wanted Lisa's eggs because they did not want eggs with hair on on them. You know what? This is this- now listen here. It's unclear whether Lisa Marie's eggs ever. You know what? I didn't have coffee, and now I'm talking about eggs, y'all. It's unclear whether Lisa Marie's eggs ever produced a child. However, Cruz claims a deal was orchestrated while Riley, one of Lisa Marie's daughters, gave her eggs to Travolta so that Kelly could give birth to Ben, who is now 15. You know, Cruz claims Riley was given an old Jaguar and paid between 10,000 and 20,000 for the deal. According to Cruz, Lockwood told her he was so destitute he had resorted to eating dog food and wanted to use the secret about Travolta to orchestrate a settlement for himself and his daughters. Oh my goodness. Cruz claims Lockwood was inconsistent, telling her John needed to help salvage his career amid claims of sexual assault against other men. The docs include a handwritten note with the words "See a fertility partners Ben Travolta and Kelly Preston carry baby" scribbled on it. They also include a text exchange where it looks like Ben Travolta is referred to as Priscilla's beautiful great grandson. Priscilla's attorneys, Marty Singer and Wayne Harmon, tell a news outlet after losing motion after motion in this case and unsuccessfully seeking to have Presley's counsel of record, Marty Singer, disqualified from representing her in this matter. Bridget Cruz, Kevin Filaco, and their co-conspirators have demonstrated that there is no bar too low, no ethical line that they are unwilling to cross in an effort to cause further pain to Priscilla Presley and her family. They added, in a completely improper effort to exert undue pressure on Presley to retract her legitimate, truthful claims, Cruz and her co conspirators have also sued Presley's son, cousin, and assistant. These recent outrageous allegations have absolutely nothing to do with claims in this case. The conduct of Cruz and Flaco and their new lawyers, they are on their 4th set of lawyers, is shameful and absolutely will be addressed in court. Jordan Matthews of Hope Matthews LLP tells TMZ Bridget Cruz and Kevin Flacco are heartbroken that they have been forced to file their most recent admitted complaint. They have been accused of horrific acts that are not supported by any evidence whatsoever. Now, Matthew says this admitted complaint is about revealing the truth, correcting the record, and providing evidence of the work that was done in and uh, good faith to bring peace, resolution, and stability to the Presley family, despite being exposed to constant validity. We reached out to the rep for Travolta. So far, no word back. Last year, Priscilla sued Cruz and her business associates for fraud and elder abuse. Cruz denied the claims. Y'all know what? I mean, child, it's just a lot going on down the pipeline. I mean, and we're itching our way out of 2025. Let's be honest. All right, let's get into it. So Sean Combs, the Reckoning director, Alexandria Stapleton wasn't expecting that controversial footage. The the documentarian was handpicked by Curtis 50 Cent Jackson to make a case against Sean Combs, but says even after she started planning for her Netflix series, she thought candid footage of her subject would fall into her lap. In another world, Sean Combs' The Reckoning might have come and gone with little fanfare, the way so many of Netflix true crime docuseries do. The disgraced mogul, also known as Diddy, was already the focus of a comprehensive investigation discovery docuseries. In February, another doc seemed almost redundant, yet the newer series has been in the limelight. And at the top of the Netflix charts since its December 2nd release, all thanks to the footage that the Reckoning director Alexandria Stapleton says she wasn't even expecting to use. Instead of opening with one of the true crime genre's now familiar tropes, the Reckoning kicks off with a shaky video from inside a messy hotel room. Things are happening, and it's like, want to fight for my life. We hear as the video reveals Combs as the speaker. You've handled this with complete honor, defense attorney Mark Agnifilio says from the other end of the phone. I don't think it's working, Combs responds. We're watching tape from September the 10th, 2024, just a week before Combs' indictment, and less than 4 months after a video of Combs' admitted attack on Cassie Ventura's cause the tide of public opinion to turn against him. The video, as well as other candid handheld footage of Combs, is interspread throughout the 4 episode series. But The Reckoning's true draw is its vast trove of interviews with everyone from Tim Dog Patterson, Combs' childhood friend, turned collaborator at Bad Boy, to Joy Dickerson Neal, who won in 2023, filed a civil suit against Combs, accusing him of a 1991 SA. The case still pending. Then there's Aubrey O'Day, who says she was fired from the group Dandy D Kane for not participating actually with Combs. And Bad Boy for Life rapper Matt Curry, who says working with the mogul was a blessing that became a curse. These aughts hip hop movers and shakers paint a picture of the cult like following they stay formed around Combs. And the environment and an environment of coercive control that decades later they still couldn't shake. You could cut the tension in the air, trying to get the inner people to talk. Stapleton tells Vanity Fair, people were really afraid and very paranoid, rightfully so in many cases. The director has cracked her fair share of big name interviews. Stapleton spoke with Martin Scorsese and Jack Nicholson, among others, for her 2011 feature debut, Corman's World Exploits of a Hollywood Rebel. Her 2023 documentary, Reggie, depicted another complicated figure, MLB legend Reggie Jackson, through interviews with sports stars including Pete Rose, Derek Jeter, and Hank Aaron. But for the reckoning, Stapleton had a secret weapon. Producer Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, his role in the series gave people a little bit of assurance that I wasn't trying to record interviews and feed them to Sean or to Sean's team. She says, after one member of his inner circle opened up, others would then come forward, leading to a domino effect. The result collage of people speaking openly and candidly about a man they once admired makes for incredibly compelling viewing, even as your heart breaks for them. Yet, those interviews, arguable betrayals as Combs might see them, aren't the focus of his public ag- agnes. Okay? The day before the show's release, Combs spokesperson Judah Inglemeyer issued a statement saying the show features stolen footage that was never authorized for release, referring to the handheld video Combs has been amassing since he was 19 to tell his own story in his own way. The announcement attracted the kind of attention most true crime series can only dream of. Stapleton denies those allegations. We obtained the footage legally and have the necessary rights. She declines to comment on the subsequent, well publicized back and forth between Combs, Netflix, and Combs hired documentarian Michael Obes Lies, who did shoot intimate footage of Combs in the past, but claims that his that this is not the footage that appears in the series. The footage in question was not released by me or anyone authorized to handle Sean Combs' materials. He said in a statement it was by a third party who covered for me for 3 days while I was out of state. Now, listen here, that can be so many twists and turns in that story. Yes. All right. So, listen here, guys. We have about two more stories. Oh, darn. So, TMZ took the story down with Lil Baby calls prostitute, claiming he paid her 2K. So, they redacted the story. So, we're going to redact here. We won't cover it. All right. Let me see. Mm, all right. That might be. Oh, we'll have to cover that one later. Oh, geez. Okay, I think. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have a lawsuit going on. Megan Thee Stallion swimwear models sue Rock Nation over allegedly unauthorized billboards. Two models accuse Rock Nation of violating their contracts after they posed for an ad campaign for Megan Thee Stallion's swimwear line. It's no secret that between her wildly successful rap career, personal relationship, and business endeavors, Megan Thee Stallion has a lot on her plate. Now, however, it looks like the FEMC has been more has even more to juggle. Billboard reports that two models who had posed for her Hot Girl Summer swimwear brand are suing Rock Nation. Janelle Dela Cruz and Tonia Wade alleged that the company hired them for photo shoots in April and that the images were used when Hot Girl Summer launched. The following month, allegedly, they were both paid between $5,000 and $9,000, and their contracts permitted the images to be used only in social media advertisements. Since then, however, their images have been allegedly been used on billboards in various major cities. Rock Nation had a limited license to use plaintiff likeness from the April 30th, 2025 photo shoot. The lawsuit alleged defendant knew that it did not have plaintiff's consent and did not make any attempts to notify plaintiff that plaintiff's likeness would be used without plaintiff's consent. You know what? They just can't get a break over their child. It's just a lot going on. Really, it is a lot going on. Listen here, I wish we had more stories for you on today, but that's all we have for you. I want to thank you so much for coming by and listening in. I'm your host, Queen Dosa. This concludes our broadcast. So long.